Hey there, everybody. Back using the DJI Osmo Pocket 2. And you ever have one of those instances, if you're a content creator, I'm going to take this off of Face Track and just focus right there. All right. I don't want it following me around. It's hard to watch. So have you ever had one of those instances where you have a piece of gear? People like to call it kit on YouTube now. A piece of gear, like a tripod. I wanted to set this camera up on my desk using a tripod. It's the little Manfrotto, not the little man, the small Manfrotto tripod. It's a crowd favorite. A lot of content creators use it because it's very simple. It's just a three-legged tripod. It doesn't extend. It's just got a 1/4-20 mount at the top, and you just screw that thing on there, and it's got a little bit of a ball head. And I had it, and now I can't find it. And so it's the one thing I wanted to use for this particular, quick little video. I can't find it, so I had to use this dorky thing. This is, and I can't even show you. This is a handle, and it's about, I would say about that big around. It's a handle that's got a battery built in, and so you just screw your action camera or your Pocket on there, and it's got a little USB port on there, and so you can plug into it, and so you can charge your camera while you're using it. And so it's got a little grip, right? And so I can move it around like this. So pretty easy peasy. Yeah, but it's not a tripod, and so I've just got it sitting here on my desk, and yeah, really not what I wanted to be doing. Let's see if we can center this up. There we go. Now, oh, you know what I want to do? I want to use the zoom. There we go. That's 1.2. Let's see how that affects the image quality, because all you're really doing, it's not a zoom, because it's not an optical zoom, it's a digital zoom, so just cropping in. So we probably went from a 4K image down to maybe a 3K image, because I didn't zoom all that much. But just like to see how that works. One of the benefits of using the Pocket 2 instead of the Pocket 1. So anyway, hey, just adding to the number of videos that I have using this camera, so I can, in my mind, determine if I want to use this or get the Pocket 3. I'm of the opinion, because I've got the wireless mic, doesn't look as cool as the Mic 2, but it works. Automatically connects. Decent image quality. I'm not a fan. Let's start here. Not a fan of this form factor. This to me is too thin. Now, I have stated in the past that the difference between the Pocket 3 and the Pocket 2 is pretty substantial, and that they got away from what made the Pocket 2 and the Pocket 1 such nice cameras to have, is because they're very discreet, slimline, pocketable. Pocket 3 ends up being really big. It's a little heavier, chunky. But what I would say is that probably aids in holding it, so it helps. This thing's so slim, it's kind of cumbersome to hold on to because it's just so small. It's so thin. And here's part number 2. Once you put on the do-it-all handle on the Pocket 2, it becomes really long. All right, and I'm gonna hold up this. This is a Galaxy S23, and it is as tall as that. Okay, so that's I mean, now you're talking a camera that's this tall, right? And if I take the do-it-all handle off, it becomes much more manageable, and it's much more in line with what I consider the Pocket line of cameras should resemble. And it's a shame that they didn't fit in that Wi-Fi capability or Bluetooth capability into the main body, and that you have to use that. But then you look at the Pocket 3. They did include it. So you don't have to have that extension handle on there, which is just a battery. They do have a little nub that goes on the bottom for, I think, a 1/4-20 mount. And so that's nice. I would probably put that on. But when you look at the Pocket 3 and you put that battery on there, then you put the little nub on the bottom so that you can connect it to things, that thing becomes super big. And so I'm not a fan of that. So I think I would use it. This is the DJI Pocket 1. All right, and this doesn't have any of the base units on there. So if you look at that, I mean, that is very small. And I love this camera. To its credit, to this day, it's still a good camera. Love this camera. Same form factor as the 2. I would say the 2 is just a little bit taller in the main body. But as far as width and everything, it's pretty similar. I like the field of view better on the X2. It's a wider field of view. But, you know, if you put the wide angle lens on here, it's not too bad. But I do like the colors of the I keep saying X, the Pocket 1 better. But man, I love these cameras. These things are great. And I'm not a fan of the Pocket 3, the way you have to slide the way you have to flip the screen, because I've seen so many videos where that wears out. And then if that doesn't turn properly, your camera doesn't work. And so this, even though it's a small screen, it's built in, it doesn't have to move. And I like the way in this camera, if I want to do portrait, I can just do like this and I can get a portrait image and it doesn't change the resolution. I still get 4K. Where on the Pocket 3, if you turn the screen portrait way instead of landscape, you get that portrait recording, but it drops down to 3K 2.7 instead of 4K. So that's unfortunate. And I'm going to zoom in just a little bit more just so we can see. All right, and I'm going to do this so it focuses on me. There we go. Yeah, I'm recording in 4K and it is getting warm, but it's not hot. And no warnings or anything like that. So, and see how it kind of jerks around? I mean, you move just a little bit and that thing's moving. So I like to center it up and then take it off. And there we go. And now I just have it focused right in the middle. All right, team. Hey, this is all for now, but I'm sure there will be more to come.